Today, get your thunder on. Get ready to thunder up in OKC. Savor Italian delights and custom cars at Papadillo's and get down at Charlie's in Choctaw.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds, and we asked our Facebook friends to tell us the very best place to watch a Thunder game if you don't have tickets to the Chesapeake Arena. Overwhelmingly, they told us it's Charlie's Sports Grill in Choctaw, so that's where we are tonight. Now, while we wait for Charlie's to get thunderstruck, we've got about an hour till tip-off. Why not a sneak peek at the action in the new movie by that name, including an exclusive interview with star Kevin Durant by our Dino Lally.
When you watch an Oklahoma City Thunder game, one thing comes to mind: excitement. And right now that excitement is continuing as the Thunder is doing very well. And the enthusiasm for the team continues to grow with the Thunder Blue Alliance. The Thunder has set up a network of community groups around the state. Each one has an official home site where the group meets. In Choctaw, that's Charlie's Sports Grill.
Yeah, the Blue Alliance is free. Anyone that wants to join, in fact, anyone that may be out there in a community that doesn't have a Blue Alliance chapter, all you need to do is go to thunder.nba.com, find the Blue Alliance logo, click on that, and there's an email. You can email the coordinator and tell them your situation, where you're from, and they'll set up a chapter for you.
So you have that crazy, tremendous enthusiasm for the Thunder, and now there's a whole new level of energy as Warner Brothers has been shooting a movie called Thunderstruck. The producer of the film, Mike Carr, says shooting in Oklahoma has gone smoothly and everything has fallen into place very nicely.
Oh, it's been a great place to work. Our crew is fantastic, very energetic. We had so many extras here today, and they're fans. They're all fans, and they're being great. The people are very friendly. It's been a lot of fun so far.
Now, the star of Thunderstruck is none other than number 35, Kevin Durant himself. I had the pleasure of sitting down for an exclusive interview with Kevin to talk about the movie, and one of the first questions I asked him was about the fact that in the movie there comes a point where he has to miss some shots on purpose. And was that difficult for him?
It was tough because I've been working on my whole life on trying to make shots. To just go back and miss was kind of tough, but I got it after a while. You know, I missed so many shots in my life. I know how to make a shot look bad once you miss. So,
one last question: if you had, say, after this movie and it's a big hit and everything, and someone comes to you and says, if you could play any kind of character now, you're not playing KD, but you could play any kind of character in a certain kind of a movie, what would those be?
That's a tough question. But I'll say Denzel in Training Day, I can do that. No, but man, it's, hopefully it's a hit, people enjoy it, and I think I'm gonna stick with just being a basketball player for now.
And don't forget, if you want to show your excitement for Kevin and the whole team, you can visit one of the stores that sell Thunder shirts, caps, everything you need to cheer on the Oklahoma City Thunder. At the Chesapeake Arena in Oklahoma City, I'm Dino Lally.
Long before the Thunder rolled, Oklahoma's sports stars were making headlines and breaking records. Especially for the size of our state, we've produced a staggering number of world-class athletes. Our resident sports crazy Jeff Roberts checks the stats for us at the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame.
So you've probably driven by here 100 times and going, hey, what is this place? It's the Jim Thorpe Museum. From national award winners to famous Okies, they're all inside. Let's go.
Jim Thorpe won the 1912 Olympic decathlon and pentathlon with record-breaking performances at that time, and his record stood until they were broken by Bob Mathias in 1948, 36 years later.
His medals are displayed here along with rare certificates from his college days and a replica of his bust that's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So now we're inside the gallery that hosts the Jim Thorpe Award. That's the award given to the best defensive back in college football. And this guy here, Charles Woodson, just happens to be a Super Bowl winner. Just saying. Thomas Everett from Baylor University back in 1986 was the first Jim Thorpe Award winner. In 2011, Morris Claiborne from LSU picked up the award. By the way, Jim Thorpe Award has gone to 3 Sooners. Pretty good stuff. But this museum is also dedicated to all kinds of Oklahoma athletes. In fact, let's go see some of them.
You can find things in here like memorabilia related to all the Olympians, guys like Bart Connor, Wayman Tisdale. So you talk about sports heroes in Oklahoma, there are things here that represent those people.
Plus, you can also see things like Shannon Miller's autographed Olympic gymnastics uniform, Warren Spahn's baseball glove, an autographed baseball for Mickey Mantle, Doug Toole's golf bag, and a bunch of other stuff, like maybe things you're not going to see anywhere else. The Museum and Hall of Fame is a labor of love for the people who run this facility, and many of the honorees have become terrific friends. And speaking of friends, you might find your friends here in the Hall of Fame of the Jim Thorpe Museum. We found ours. He's behind the camera right now, but our very own Tommy Evans. Okay, really, Tommy Evans was the wrestler and wrestling coach at the University of Oklahoma, but that guy behind the camera, he's pretty cool too. He's in our Hall of Fame. So whether you like baseball, basketball, track and field, gymnastics, you're going to love coming here to Jim Thorpe. Now, football fans, sorry, I get very excited about this. You're going to love this display as well. In fact, I'm going to do this at the Jim Thorpe Museum. Kachiga! I'm Jeff Robert.
It's pretty hard to top the combo of Charlie's Irish nachos and Thunder basketball, but how about this? Smoking hot pizza and cool cars. Well, that's what's on Dino Lawley's menu next on AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
It was a Saturday morning and I went to an exercise class. As soon as the class ends, I go to the parking lot and somebody had stolen my car. I couldn't believe it. So I called AAA Insurance. They offered me a rental car. They told me everything was going to be all right. So when my car was found a week later, they said, Bob, you need to change the locks on your car. I would have never thought about that if it wasn't for AAA. They really took care of me.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today. Want to get away? Oklahoma road trips are fuel for the soul. To get your motor running, visit TravelOK.com for brochures, inspiration, and loads of savings. A few clicks will put you on the open road to adventure. At TravelOK.com/road trips, it's easy to find a getaway that moves you. We reinvented the road trip. Come along for the ride.
It was almost comical. It was like, I can't believe this even happened. I look down the street, I see there's a tree across my son's car. I was just like, I called my AAA agent, Patty. She said, we can take care of this. AAA and Patty are great. You just feel like they have your back. They make everything as easy as possible. I mean, they really take good care of us.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. Again, we're coming to you from Charlie's Sports Grill in Choctaw, voted by Discover Oklahoma and News 9 Facebook fans as the best place to watch a Thunder game if you don't have tickets. Well, we've got about an hour till tip-off, so why don't we have a little snack? Our Dino Lawley is always up for some steaming hot pizza, and this time he's found a side of cool cars.
Ah, there's nothing like the art of cooking Italian food, and it's an unwritten rule when eating an Italian meal, you never leave the table until you feel full. At Papadillo's on North May in Oklahoma City, a fourth-generation family-owned restaurant, you'll get meals that are delicious. You never leave hungry, and having been a customer here myself for 20 years, I personally think the owner, Bill Bonadillo, is an artist, in more ways than one. He's a true Renaissance man whose philosophy is not the norm.
Well, a lot of people in the restaurant business have always said location, location, location. Well, my dad told me at one time, it's quality, service, and consistency. They will find you if the food is good. They will come back if the service is good. And they will also be with you always if every time they come in, it tastes the same.
Bill knows when you have a mom and pop operation, you're just going to get more personalized service, simply because no one will treat you like the owner. And of course, he takes extra care to make sure the kitchen is a smooth running operation where the ingredients are always fresh. When you go to Papadillo's, you'll discover that there are two sides. One is more casual and family-oriented, and the other is the wine bar. It's a little bit more formal, and their wine selection is superb. And the restaurant, by the way, has been the recipient of the Wine Spectator Award for excellence many times. It really doesn't matter if you have a checkerboard tablecloth or a white one. The food, service, and quality are always top-notch.
Well, I think my biggest attribute is the good feeling of getting good food at a good quality and good price. Because, you know, you could pay for more, and people tell me I'm too cheap. Other people tell me I charge too much. It depends on your income level, obviously. but you always get your money's worth and you get added value because most people can't eat all the food that we serve. And we do send out a lot of to-go boxes, and people will get 2 meals for the price of 1. And that's always added value.
The restaurant business, specifically Papadios, is what Bill does best, but cars are his true passion. For example, you can buy a custom conversion kit that Bill manufactures, and you can buy a truck like this for as little as $500 and turn a truck like that into a truck that looks like this. Now, Bill started the side business called D.O. Cars in 1991, although his passion for cars started when he was 15 years old. And over the years, he's won some racing awards, been featured on the cover of racing magazines, and now...
Well, I'm one of the only manufacturers in the state that actually manufactures what's called a kit. And a kit car is very similar to the model cars that you get in the boxes that you build at home that are very small. Except you get a larger box when it comes to your house. The parts are much bigger, and when you get finished with it, you get to actually drive it.
Some of the conversions are quite elaborate, like this car, but Bill wanted to make a conversion kit for the average layman, one that you can put together at home.
But I literally did the conversion in 80 hours with simple tools, a Sawzall, a drill, hammer, rivet gun, so it can be done very, very simply. It's a great father and son project, it's a great brother project, it's a great project for someone who wants to build something really neat and doesn't have $1 million budget.
And whether he's cooking Italian food at Papadios or racing or even building custom kit cars, Bill will do it in style, an artful style. In Oklahoma City, I'm Dean O'Lally.
This may not be the time of year you generally think of to go to the lake, but it is in fact a really great time to enjoy some of the most sought-after accommodations at one of Oklahoma's prettiest lakes. The Lake Murray bed and berths are usually booked solid in the summertime. These are cabins right on the water, and the winter or the early spring is the perfect time to visit. If you'd like to spend the night, Ardmore offers something out of the ordinary there too, the Lake Murray bed and berth. Cabins that are not close to the water, but actually on the water of Oklahoma's most pristine lake.
These cabins are all floating actually on the lake, and swimming, fishing, pulling your boat right up to the cabin itself. That's one of the unique features about this. There's just not anything else around in the state like it. We have units that sleep from 18, which we call our atrium lodge, and down to just 2 people. So really we can accommodate any kind of groups.
Lake Murray is a great place to visit any time of the year with its pristine shoreline, crystal clear water, completely undeveloped areas. But I think the winter, the spring, the fall may be the best time to visit because it is just beautiful and quiet.
The off-season, in my opinion, is one of the most beautiful times of the year here because literally even if you look today, there's not a boat on the lake. You're by yourself. If you want some tranquility, you can get it right here during the off-season.
The price of tranquility in the off-season? Just $50 a person. Right now, how about we head west? We'll ride with a couple of Western heroes when AAA's Discover Oklahoma returns.
It was almost comical. It was like, I can't believe this even happened. I look down the street, I see there's a tree across my son's car. I was just like, I called my AAA agent, Patty. She said, we can take care of this. AAA and Patty are great. You just feel like they have your back. They make everything as easy as possible. I mean, they really take good care of us.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today.
Want to get away? Oklahoma road trips are fuel for the soul. To get your motor running, visit TravelOK.com for brochures, inspiration, and loads of savings. A few clicks will put you on the open road to adventure. At TravelOK.com/road trips, it's easy to find a getaway that moves you. We've reinvented the road trip. Come along for the ride.
It was a Saturday morning and I went to an exercise class. As soon as the class ends, I go to the parking lot and somebody had stolen my car. I couldn't believe it. So I called AAA Insurance. They offered me a rental car. They told me everything was going to be all right. So when my car was found a week later, they said, Bob, you need to change the locks on your car. I would have never thought about that if it wasn't for AAA. They really took care of me.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today.
Welcome Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. The people have spoken and proclaimed this, Charlie's Sports Grill in Choctaw, is the best place to watch a Thunder game if you don't have tickets. Well, while we wait on the action, how about we relive one of the greatest legends in Oklahoma history? Our Shel Wagner has the amazing tale of two little boys who gave a whole new meaning to the phrase road trip.
In the early 1900s, two young boys from Frederick were every bit as famous as Hollywood movie stars. Lewis and Temple Abernathy had become celebrities in their own right, but many already knew of their father, Jack Abernathy, a rugged outdoorsman who gained notoriety when one day he took on an angry wolf who was trying to kill his dog. And in the process learned of a skill he hadn't realized he had when his hand accidentally went down the wolf's throat.
And he could hold him with the lower jaw. And he found out that he could catch him alive. So after that, he became Catch 'em Alive Jack. Teddy Roosevelt had heard about this man in Oklahoma catching these wolves by his hand, so he set up a big wolf hunt out east of Frederick here. There's 450,000 acres of Indian land out there, and they spent several days hunting wolves out there with Teddy Roosevelt. So Teddy made him U.S. Marshal after that. And when Temple was 5 and Bud was 9, they decided they wanted to go across the country and do some ventures like their dad had. So they talked their dad into letting them ride from the Crossroad Ranch on horseback, and this was in 1909, to Roswell, New Mexico, and then on to Santa Fe, New Mexico, to see the governor, because Jack was a good friend of the governor. So they made this ride and come out real good. The next year, Teddy Roosevelt was coming back off of a big hunt, and he was coming into New York, and is going to have a big parade for him. So the boys talked their daddy in, letting them ride their horses by themselves all the way to New York City.
Town by town, the cheering crowds grew, and Temple and Lewis Abernathy were considered royalty.
Their daddy gave them a checkbook for supplies. The people they give the checks to didn't cash very many of them. They kept them for souvenirs.
By this time, the boys had reached the ripe old ages of 10 and 6. Old enough, they figured, to have their own car.
They'd found this little brush automobile and got their daddy to buy it for them. It cost $400-something. So they drove that car back all the way from New York City back in home.
The brothers would have more adventures, including a cross-country odyssey, and their stories have spurred books, monuments, a new museum in Frederick, and even a festival.
Every year we have in celebration to them, we have a chuck wagon dinner down on the Crossroads Ranch.
Right on the property where the boys grew up.
You know, those kind of boys is what's made America what it is today. They had adventure in them.
Mark your calendar for the first Saturday in June to be a part of this event in Frederick, or visit the museum open year-round. Both are as much a tribute to the spirit of the American West as they are to the spirited Abernathy boys. In Frederick, I'm Shel Wagner.
If you're looking for a reason for a trip to Frederick, how about the Frederick Fantastic Oyster Fry and Craft Show coming up on March 31st? You can find out more at TravelOK.com. Just look under Festivals and Events. Fans of Oklahoma's Western heritage and those who'd like to know more about it are going to love the current issue of Oklahoma Today magazine.
Oklahoma Today's March-April issue puts you on the open road as you cruise under I-40's soaring Skydance Bridge. Turn a page and veer off-road to follow Younger's Bend by Lake Eufaula Dam to Bell Star's final resting place. Travel back to a time and place before Roots and Roads when cowboys drove herds of cattle north along the Western Trail. Discover how the lure of number 9 brings an Okie home again. You'll find all this and so much more in the March-April issue of Oklahoma Today. Get your copy online at oklahomatoday.com and at select bookstores around the state. Oklahoma Today, the magazine of Oklahoma since 1956.
Well, it's not long till tip-off, so things are starting to crank up here at Charlie's. We'll check out this Choctaw hotspot and find out why its fans are so loyal in 2 short minutes on AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Mileage for me is my #1 priority.
People are selling their old rides, looking for something new. I'm here to help.
I like it. It's very sleek.
That's my cue. We have 3 different cars from Ford with 40 miles per gallon. 40 on the Focus, 40 on the Fiesta, 40 on the Fusion Hybrid. We learned anything so far?
Ford offers 3 cars that get 40 miles a gallon.
Correct.
Oh!
Now get a 2012 Ford Focus with $2,000 cash back. Get into the new at your Oklahoma Ford dealer today.
You know what 40 miles a gallon is? It's a lot.
It was a Saturday morning and I went to an exercise class. As soon as the class ends, I go to the parking lot and somebody had stolen my car. I couldn't believe it. So I called AAA Insurance. They offered me a rental car. They told me everything was going to be all right. So when my car was found a week later, they said, "Bob, you need to change the locks on your car." I would have never thought about that if it wasn't for AAA. They really took care of me.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today.
Want to get away? Oklahoma road trips are fuel for the soul. To get your motor running, visit TravelOK.com for brochures, inspiration, and loads of savings. A few clicks will put you on the open road to adventure. At TravelOK.com/road trips, it's easy to find a getaway that moves you. We've reinvented the road trip. Come along for the ride.
It was almost comical. It was like, I can't believe this even happened. I look down the street, I see there's a tree across my son's car. I was just like, I called my AAA agent, Patty. She said, we can take care of this. AAA and Patty are great. You just feel like they have your back. They make everything as easy as possible. I mean, they really take good care of us.
Get great service, low rates, and a free auto insurance quote today.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other great things around our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. We've always been strong supporters of making sure drivers are safe on the roads, which is why we support a number of charitable causes that advocate just that, safety. The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety is one such organization. They are dedicated to saving lives, reducing injuries, and enhancing traffic safety. Since 1947, the foundation has funded hundreds of projects designed to discover the various causes of traffic crashes, how to prevent them, and how to minimize injuries when they happen. AAA has used this research to develop high-impact educational materials for drivers, as well as bicyclists and others who use the roads. This is just one of the many charitable organizations that AAA Oklahoma fully supports. Our goal is to make sure that all of your driving experiences are safe ones. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA for the ones who matter most to you. Well, it's finally game time, and you can see that Charlie's in Choctaw is rocking. We had some 200 Facebook posts on the Discover Oklahoma and News 9 pages proclaiming this the best place to watch a Thunder game if you don't have tickets. What is it about this place that people love so much?
If you've ever wished you had a place to go where everybody knows your name, head to Charlie's in Choctaw. That's exactly what the original owner Mike Potts had in mind as he finalized plans for Charlie's and designed its logo during a visit to the famous pub in Boston.
And I've seen the logo and I loved it, and we kind of mirrored the sea a little bit. But you know, I literally etched the first one on a napkin sitting at the bar at Cheers. You know, just drawing around on it. But it's funny you asked that about Cheers.
So you really do want that up?
Absolutely, and we have that here, and I think we really pull it off. You know, one thing that makes us, and I think separates us from anybody, is the personal relationships that we have with our customers. You know, almost anybody that comes in the door, it's good odds I'm going to know their name, ask about their mom and their dad, and I think that's important. You know, not just you know, caring about them.
Ian Pugh was part of the Charlie's crowd as a friend and customer before he became a co-owner a year ago.
It's really cool environment. I mean, it's kind of like everybody's your family.
And this is a family that enjoys great food.
Irish nachos are awesome. They're maybe potatoes cut about a 1/4 inch thick. They're fried. They're served with a white cheddar sauce. It's really good. We make it all fresh every day, topped with sour cream and chives and bacon. It's really, really good. And if you haven't tried them, they certainly need to try them. The pizzas are awesome. We sell a lot of pizza.
When we first opened at the other location, what we became known for immediately was our pizzas. We have a thin crust Brooklyn style pizza that is definitely made our mark.
Add nearly 20 big screens and this is the perfect place to gather with your buddies and root for the Thunder.
During a game, You know, we had one that went to overtime the other day, and I thought the roof was going to blow off this place. It was crazy.
It's like an OU-OSU game, except for everybody's a fan of the Thunder.
Right.
You've got twice as many fans, and everybody's loving it.
Thunder game night usually starts with Charlie's regular Steven Sapp cranking up the jukebox.
The crowd gets into it, and when we're down, we're all down, but when we're up, we're all up, and it's just a fun place to come to watch the game.
I live nearby. I come down here and watch the UFC fights, and well, Thunder home games if I can't go.
Charlie's fans are a dedicated bunch, so the Facebook explosion did not shock owner Mike Potts.
I was really humbled, honestly, but shocked is not really the right word, I think, because one thing that everybody in Choctaw, you know, we ask for help, and that you'll notice that you'll get it here.
Well, that's our show for this week. Thanks to you for joining us, and thanks to the folks here at Charlie's Sports Grill in Choctaw for hosting us. We hope you tune in next week.
Discover Oklahoma will be preempted for the next 4 weeks in Oklahoma City and Tulsa for the NCAA basketball tournament, more commonly known as March Madness. All our other affiliates will hit the road with our dining guide shows for gourmet pizza and hot dogs with the Bite in Oklahoma City, Cajun Cowboy Grub in Poto, and an eating contest in Enid.
Until next time, remember, there's always something to discover.
Production vehicles provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.